Let me go back to the beginning so we can show you what it is. Okay, so today we're doing lesson 211, which is playing Name That Number. Levi, please put your iPad in the back of your chair. So the Name That Number game, that needs to go away, Tim. That should not be out on your desk. Garbage. You didn't need it? Oh, put it in your backpack then. It shouldn't be out on your desk. Okay, so the Name That Number game is actually one of the few games that we can find in our everyday math games, so it's really great. So I will show you in a little bit how we can go to it. That login card, Levi, needs to go on the side of your desk. So I will show you in a little bit how we can actually get to it. We will actually be able to play the game Name That Number, and it's a good way to figure out different ways to name numbers, just like we were doing yesterday with our name collection boxes, just like we do every day when we name the number of the day. The game Name That Number is practicing how you can put numbers together to name a different number. But before we do that, let's get our bell ringer going. Here we go. All right. Here we go. Getting our bell ringer going. Getting your brains warmed up. Oh, all right. Here's our first bell ringer. Ding, 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 ding. Count by 25s from 0. We're going to do that one together. When we count by 25s, we count 25, 50, 75, 100. Let's do it again. 25, 50, 75, 100. Let's try it again. 25, 50, 75, 100. Let's do it another time. 25, 50, 75, 100. What do you think would come after 100 if we kept going? Zayden, what do you think?
120.
Not 120. You're so close, but 125. Yes. So this time, let's keep going and go to 125. Ready? 25, 50, 75, 100, 125. Very good. What do you think would keep coming? What would come right after that one if we kept going? Levi, put that in your locker right away. What do you think, Tim?
I think 175.
Not 175. You're close, but we went a little too far. You jumped 50 more. We only needed to jump 25 more. So let me say the pattern for you again. Ready? 25, 50, 75, 100. So after 125, Tim, what do you think would come next?
And it's 150.
150, right. Let's count this time all the way to 150. 25, 50, 75, 100, 125, 150. What do you think is going to come after 150? Valerie?
175.
175. All right, let's do it. We can count.
Yeah.
25, 50, 75, 100, 125, 150, 175. What's going to come after 175? This gets a little tricky. Jake, do you want to make a guess? All right, Jake, make a guess for me, buddy. 200. Fantastic. Let's count to 200. 25, 50, 75, 100, 125, 150, 175, 200. If we kept going, what would come after 200? Gwen?
225.
225. If we kept going after 225, what would come next? Alina?
250.
250. If we kept going after 250, what would come next, Levi?
With that, 275.
275. And then after 275, we would count to what, Timothy?
300.
300. And we can keep going till the dinosaurs come home. But we won't. We'll stop right there. What I want us to always remember, though, is that pattern always repeats. 25, 50, 75, 100. It repeats over and over and over and over and over. All right, good. Let's go on to our next bell ringer. Here we go. Warming our brains up. All right. Ding, 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 ding. Here we go. Oh, my gosh. 25s from 50. Well, we just did that. But now instead of that's all, folks. Reverse. Instead of starting at 0, we need to start at 50. So we're going to count 50, 75, 100, 125, 150, 175, 200. Let's try that one again. Let's start at 50. 50, 75, 100, 125, 150, 175, 200. Let's do it one more time. Ready? 50, 75, 100, 125, 150, 175, 200. Kind of a little rhythm and a little beat. All right, that was great. One more. Here we go. Our brains are getting warm. I can feel it. I can smell the smoke coming out of your ears. Not really. Just joking. Here we go. Ding, 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 ding.
Whoa.
Count by 25s from 125. We did that, but we can do it again because we were practicing.
Yeah.
So this time when we start, we're going to start 125, 150, 175, 200, and then we're going to keep going. Let's see if we can get up to 300 this time. Ready?
Okay.
125, 150, 175, 200, 225, 250, 275, 300. Woo, that was tricky. Let's try it again. That was a really tricky one. Start at 125. Ready? 125, 150, 175, 200, 225, 250, 275, 300. Wow, that was fantastic counting, friends. Give your brains pats. Good job, brains. Nice work, brains. Excellent job. Okay, I think our brains are warmed up, ready to go. So, okay. Before we do our math message, friends at home, if you have your dry erase board and marker ready to go, fantastic. If you don't, if you could get it, that'd be awesome. Friends in here, if you are an even number, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, or 12, 14, 16, go ahead and get your dry erase board real quick. Markers and erasers can come out. Odd numbers, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17. Go ahead and get your dry erase board, marker, and eraser because we're going to need it for our math message real fast. This is it'll be a little bit of a review of what we did yesterday in our lessons about name collection boxes, okay? So this will be a really good review. I'm going to get my timer ready on my phone so that we can use my phone for a timer because I don't want to take too long for this math message because we could go for like hours and hours for this math message, but I don't want to give us hours and hours because then we would run into lunchtime and we'd be starving and people would be whining and that'd just be horrible. I'm just joking. Okay, here we go. I'll give us 3 minutes when it's time. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Yes, Gwen?
I think the name rubbed off of my
Okay,
paper now.
I can fix that later. I can put more Sharpie on it later. Okay. Oh, we're not drawing with our markers just yet. We don't know what the directions are, and our boards are not to be used for drawing. Our boards are tools. We're using them for math. They're not going to be used for art. So here we go. Here's our math message. Oh, in a second, here it is. For the next 3 minutes, you are going to come up with as many different names for the number 20 that you can think of. So on your dry erase board, you're going to write down as many different names for the number 20 that you can think of. Are you up for the challenge?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, get started. As many different names as you can think of. You can use some of the same kind as long as they all name the number 20. Is that what you're going to ask me, David? What's your question?
The marker won't work.
Is your marker dried out? Okay, throw that one in the garbage real quick. I'll grab you another one. I'm going to put your name on it real fast before I give it to you, though, okay?
Yeah.
I'll get my little Sharpie here. Zayden, what's your number again? 8?
8.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. All right, here you go. Let's dry a little bit. See if this one works better. No rush. I just want to let you know you have about a minute and a half to go. It's not a big deal. Keep working. It's not a race. I just don't want to be doing this until the dinosaurs come home. So I really don't want to see the dinosaurs come home. Just saying. Just saying. While we're doing, I'm going to get my pen ready to go because we're going to share some of our names. I'm going to write in purple. Yes. Because I like purple. We have about a minute more to go. I should make sure that my volume is up that we can actually hear it go off this time. Oops, I just took a picture of it. That's not what I meant to do. Oh, I'm glad I turned it up because my volume was really quiet. All right, my friends, there's our timer. So stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing, drop from the web and run like crazy. No, not really. We're not spiders. Okay. Whenever I said that, it made me think of our Diary of a Spider vacuum drill. Guess it's good that we're not spiders, right? Okay. Let's see what we came up with. What are some different names for the number 20 that we came up with? Mackenzie, what you got there, hon? 10 plus 10 works for me. Thank you very much. Oh, I thought it was in purple. Oh, well. 10 plus 10. That looks like a weird 0, but it's supposed to be a 0. There we go. 10 plus 10. Rosemary, what do you got, hon?
I got 20 minus 0.
20 minus 0. That works too. Jake, do you have one? 22 minus 2 works. Thank you. Jamie, do you have one? 21 minus 1. Fantastic. That's another way. What do you got there, Gwen?
25 minus 5.
25 minus 5. I kind of see a pattern going on here, but that's okay. It's okay. It still needs a number. What do you got there, Tim? 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 will equal 20. Yep. Zayden, what do you got?
1 plus 19.
1 plus 19. Very good. What do you have there, Valerie?
2 plus 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 2.
Woo! I'm going to start over here for that one because that's a long answer. But let's see. Okay, 2 plus 2 plus 2. Oops. 2 plus 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 2. I'm going to double check myself here because I started writing 2s and I lost count. So I'm going to count them by twos. Let's count together. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Woohoo! That works. Okay, we can do it by twos. What do you got there, Levi? Friends, don't worry about your dry erase board, okay?
Okay. What do you got? 20 times 1?
20 times 1, because any number times 1 stays the same. It's like adding a 0 or subtracting a 0. Multiplication, when you multiply it by 1, it stays the same. What do you got there, Yanessa? I'm sorry, say it again. Tally marks. Let's do some tally marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And I would count these by what?
5.
Fives. Let's go. 5, 10, 15, 20. There we go. Fantastic. Alina, what do you have?
1 divided by 20.
No. 1 divided by 20 is not going to work. Okay. Anybody that hasn't given one yet? Angelina, do you have a name for the number 20?
10 plus 10.
10 plus 10 we have right up here. That is one of the ways we can name number 20. What do you have, Jose?
20 plus 20.
20 plus 20? No, 20 plus 20 will not name 20.
Oh, wait.
20 plus 20 would actually name 40.
19 plus 1.
19 plus 1 we have right here. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Another name, Jamie, for the number 20?
Yeah. The number.
The number word 20. I can count on you, Jamie, to remember that one. Thank you. Twenty is the number 20. Do you have another one, Zayden?
Yeah. 20 times 1.
20 times 1. Got it right here. Fantastic. Jose, do you have another one?
I got a good one. That's me. We can use a dollar. We can use $5.
Okay. How many $5 bills would I need? How many 5s make 20?
4.
Right. Very good. So I would have 5, 10, 15, 20. Logan, do you have one?
Yeah. 40 minus 20.
40 minus 20, yes. Logan, do me a favor and pick up all your stuff that's on the floor underneath your desk, dude. 40 minus 20 would name 20. Derek, do you have a way to name the number 20? 20 plus 0. We don't have 20 plus 0. We have 20 minus 0, but we can do 20 plus 0. Now, let's remember that we can also use, now let me change my color. Here we go. Let's remember we can also use a double tens frame, right? I know it's a little bit of drawing, but you could always draw a double tens frame. Make 2 long rectangles. 1, 2, 3, 4 lines across, 1 line down in the middle. Okay? Mine are 2 different sizes, but it's not a big deal. And if I use the double tens frame, oops, I don't need 2 of them. Yes, I do. If I need if I use the double tens frame, I would fill it in with 20 dots, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I could always use that to show the number 20. Put that away, Levi. Remember, I can also use a domino. I'll put that one up here because I'm kind of running out of space. Now, the trick with the dominoes is this. Dominoes can show no more than 9 dots at a time on one side. So, if I do 9 on one side, and I do 9 on the other side, what are your double facts? What's 9 and 9, Jose? 9 and 9 is not 8. 9 plus 9 is, Angelina, 18. Right, so I only have 18 here. So I have to do one more domino. If I only have 18, what should my next domino have on it, Gwen?
A 2.
Yeah, 2 more. Now I can either put 2 dots on one side and a 0, or if I wanted to keep the doubles pattern going on, which I kind of like, I'll put 1 here and 1 there. Right? So I have 18, 19, 20. We can also use dice. Levi, put that away. Board, marker, everything. We can also use dice. Let me change my color here. I know we don't use dice very often in our games, but we could draw some squares. Now, dice can only have 6 dots at a time. So I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And then my last dice should have what on it? My last dice should have 1 on it. Valerie. 2 more, right. Okay, so you can show it that way too. Okay. Remember, we can show it with coins. 2 dimes would be 20. 4 nickels would be 20. I could draw 20 pennies, but that would be a lot of pennies to draw. I don't really want to draw that many pennies. So I want to stick to some of the ones that I have, right? So there's all kinds of ways that we can name a number, just like we were learning and practicing yesterday, okay? Fantastic. All right. So now, if you are in odd number and you have your board out, marker out, and everything, you can put it away for now because we don't need it anymore.
That is 10.
No, this is 10 and 20. And this is 5, 10, 15, 20. Those are 2 separate names. I'm showing you could do it with dimes. You could do it with nickels. Okay?
You can't do it with
Nope. Yep. Yep. Odd numbers. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. Dry erase boards and markers. Let's go away. Timothy, you're an odd number. Let's go. Put your marker board eraser away. Even numbers. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Put those dry erase boards, markers away. Your marker and eraser should be in your pencil stuff, not in your cubby, because you need to make sure you're taking them home every day so that if you need to do it from learning at home, you have it at home with you too. Okay. Now, while you guys are putting that stuff away, let me show you what we're going to be doing today. Let me change my screen here. The idea of today's activity is to learn how to play the game Name That Number. And like I said, it would normally be a game that we would play as partners, but the lucky thing is we actually do have it in our everyday math games.
Yeah.
So let me see if it brings it up here. If not, I'm going to go into the everyday math games. Nope. Okay. So let me go in as a student here. Let me log back out of it. I have to pretend I am a kid. Okay. I know it's tough. I can do it though. I can do it. I can do it. I can pretend I'm a kid. Okay. So I'm going to walk you through how you play the game first, and then I'll show you what you're going to do for the game second. So you will go into your games. Look, it even tells you play Name That Number. You will go into your games. Now, the difference with this game is it is not considered a second grade game, which is really weird. Makes no sense to me why it's not considered a second grade game, because we learn it in second grade. So you actually will have to go into the drop-down menu up here where it says grade 2, and you will have to find grade 3. Then when you find grade 3, you will find the game that says Name That Number. Okay? So we will click on that when it's time. Now, our Name That Number, right now we could either do plus minus 1, plus minus 2, or plus minus 3. Either one of those is good for us to use for right now. I'm just going to choose the plus minus 1 right now because I want to show you how to do it, okay? So the idea of this game is you have a target number. Friends at home, let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger so you can see. Woo! There we go. Okay, so you will have a target number. In this case, my number would be 28. And then if we were playing with real cards, we would get 5 cards, just random cards. We wouldn't see what they were on them. We'd flip them over, and we would see if there was any of these numbers that we could put together to make 28. Any of the cards. It could be 2 cards that you could put together to make 28. It could be 3 cards that you could put together to make 28. So the idea is to be able to put cards together to make your number. Okay? Now, let me show you how we play this. Let me click start here. Do you have a question about our game, Logan? Okay. But do you have a question about the game? Okay.
Can you name that number? Use the number cards and operation symbols to make an expression that names the target number. Be sure to follow the rules for the order of operations. Let's play.
Okay, so my target number this time is 18. I have 3, 7, 12, 6, and 4, and I have to decide if I want to add or subtract those numbers to make the number 18. So one way that I could make 18 is I could start with 12. I'll move it over here, and I'm going to use the plus sign because I want to add, and I'm going to add 6. Oops. Is it going to let me drag it? Okay. And then once I decide this is what I want to do as my problem, I have to click on submit. So here I go. I'm going to click submit. It's calculating.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Now, new number. Okay. My new number is the number 8. Let's see. I have a 4, a 6, a 12, a 2, and a 5. I can't just add any of these two together to make 8. Oh, wait. Maybe I can. Hold on. I can add a 6. We drag our 6 down, and I put my plus sign, and I can add a, come on, 2, add a 2 here. Let's see if I'm right. There we go. There goes my... Okay. Here's a 6. I have a 2, a 6, a 12, a 6, and an 8. Oh, all right. Let me do, I want to do a subtraction. So let me start with 8. Yeah, I think that's a great idea, Derek. I'm going to start with 8. Now I want to subtract. What would I subtract? 2? All right, let's see. Oops, oops, oops. Come on, 2. All right, let's see if this works. Yay! All right, we'll do one more because I want to see what happens once we get all of them done. All right, my number is 7. All right, I want to subtract again. What can I start with if I want to subtract again? What do you think, Zayden? All right, let me start with my 14 here. Here's my little mouse. All right, if I'm going to subtract, Zayden, what should I take away? 7? All right, let me see. Yay! Okay, now, I want to show you what the other ones do too. Okay, I'm going to stop this one. Now, so that is the plus or minus 1, name that number. Now, the plus or minus 2, name that number. If you choose to go into that one, you can too. It just makes it a little bit more difficult. If you want to either only add or subtract one number, stay in the plus and minus 1. If you want to practice adding and subtracting more than one number, go into the plus and minus 2. With the plus and minus 2...
Use the number cards and operation symbols to make an expression that names the target number. Use more cards to earn a higher score.
The more cards
Be sure
you
to
use,
follow the rules for the order of operations.
the more cards
Let's
you
play.
use, the higher your score goes. So look, I could put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in if I wanted to name that number. So I could do, let's say, 12, and I'm going to take away, oh, come on, minus 2, And let's see, I could subtract, hold on a second. I could subtract 10.
What?
Wait a minute. Come on, drag down for me. Then, if I had 10 and I took away 10, I'm at what? 0, right? Now I gotta make 10 again though. So what if I add a 4, and then I add a 6? Let's see what happens. Ugh. All right, let's see if this works. Yay!
Great. You got it.
All right. Now, and if you really would like the challenge, you could go into the plus and minus 3. Let me show you what it looks like. It's big numbers. It's 3-digit numbers, okay? So you might have hundreds numbers, you might have 250 numbers, you might have 300 numbers, you might have 700 numbers. So it's up to you. So all of the numbers are either
Use the
10s or
number
100
cards and
numbers.
operation symbols to
Okay.
make an expression that names the target
So
number.
it may be a
Use
little
more
hard. It's up
cards
to
to
you. You
earn
can
a
try
higher
it.
score.
Challenge.
Be sure
Okay.
to follow the rules for the order of operations.
Thank you. I will.
Let's play.
Let's play one. Let's see if I can do it. What's my number? My number is 0. Oh, that's easy. Hold on. I can take 120 and I can subtract 120. Where's my 120? Here we go. I'm just gonna go right there. See if that works.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. You don't have to do all of it, but you could. Okay. All right. So it's up to you which one you want to do. So when you go into the name that number, remember it's in the grade 3 drop-down menu. So when we go into it in just a second, it will be in the grade 3 drop-down menu. And you can pick either plus minus 1, plus minus 2, or plus minus 3 if you're up for the challenge. Now, before we do that, though, I want to show you what your homework will be for tonight, because there's homework that goes along with this. So let me go back to this screen real fast. Let me click till I find our homework. No iPads just yet. Didn't ask you to get them out. Your homework tonight will be this. You will have some target cards, okay? So it's telling us that today we practice how to name numbers in different ways with the game Name That Number, where we use adding and subtracting to name a number. And so there will be some cards, and here is the target number. So the very end card, past where there's a gray card, that's the number you're going to try to build with the cards that you have, okay? So they gave us an example. Here, we have to build the number 8. So I could use the 6 card and add the 2 card to get the 8. Or I could use the 4 card and add the 4 card to get an 8. Okay? So you would do the same thing with the card for finding 2 different ways to make number 12. Find 2 different ways to make number 5. And find 2 different ways to make number 6. Okay? And then down at the bottom, there are some combinations of pens to practice. So any questions on that? Yes, no, maybe so? Okay. Now, before we get out our iPads, Emily, what's your question? I'm not sure what page it'll be. I appreciate that you want to answer Angelina's question, but right now you are not in charge, so let me answer Angelina's question, okay? I'm not sure what page it is, but it will be home linked to 11, okay, in your book. And it will tell you that when you go into Seesaw, okay? So, friends at home, I do want you working on extra math today, okay? We need to make sure we're doing extra math every single day to practice that flash fluency. So do that, as well as playing some Name That Number to practice naming numbers, okay? So I will see you in a little while for closing circle after you do that. Toodly-doodle. And then, Gwen, what's your question?
have